What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Mash and Drum Whiskey Wednesday night with the championship Knicks hat. That's right. The hat is obviously huge. It looks very big on me. It looks like I'm wearing a muffin on my head, but that's fine. They won. I don't give a shit. What is going on? Welcome back to what's going to be a crazy Whiskey Wednesday night. The ultimate 10-year bourbon, I guess, ultimate mega taste off, whatever you want to call it. So all these 10-year bourbons were basically curated by my patrons, putting in all the great suggestions to go in tonight's flight. With a great idea last week. I don't remember who did the idea last week, but if you're in the chat, thank you very much. Actually doesn't look that bad. Rock that shit. It's just nice. Huge is an understatement. Thanks, L'Oreal. The Jason C says he has a muffin top. No, I have a. Oh, is it a little loud? Let me hold on a second. Yeah, I just charged it, so let me make sure it's not too loud. All right, see if that's a little bit better. Maybe just taking it down the sound a little bit might make it not pop a little bit. Congratulations, Grandpa. Cheers, all you muffin heads out there. That's right, all you muffin heads. Hope you're enjoying your large hats tonight. Good evening, all. Steve from Las Vegas says hi. Cheers, everyone. JD Glenn in the best bourbon room in Vegas. There you go. Otto U9982 is there. Watch out. Oh, way better. Okay, cool. Thanks, Jason. Watch out for Robertson transformation. Yep. Also tonight, we will have a live unboxing. Sort of. It's not an unboxing where I'm opening a blind box. I know it's in the box, but the box has something cool in it, something that I just got. So we'll crack that open here in a little bit. But first, of course, let's say hi to everyone in the chat. Here we go. Willow Daily Shorts. Maybe he had the idea last week. Maybe it's Willow Daily Shorts. Well, if it was you, thank you very much. We're going all in on it tonight. So there you go. Barbecue Ed is here. We got 96 Milliman, that A. Smith Bowen and Peerless. Mike Take the Cake. Could. Jason Crew's here. Jason K. What's going on, man? The Bourbon Coach in the house. Gasfa. Happy Wednesday, all. We got Caleb Seltzer. Hey, everyone. Cheers. Happy Wednesday. What's everyone drinking? I got some new OGD7 single barrel in the Glen. We got Tim Romero is here. We got Phil Lossified. Let's celebrate the 10 years. That's right. And it's actually kind of interesting. So I'm coming up on 10 years on YouTube, which is crazy to think about. Starting in 2018. So 2 more years will be 10 years on the YouTubes. Crazy. It'll be 8 years in August, I believe. 8 years in August, I think. So yeah, we'll do a little anniversary show. It'll be pretty fun. Travis Robeson is here. What's going on? We got A-Brod. Reese Mash is here. James Lay. LFG. Russ Ellis here. Sandeep Chima. We got Justin Bice is here. We got Mrs. EJ. What's going on, Melissa? Nice to see you. Nathan Jurgensen's in the house. He's drinking some B523 Larceny Barrel Proof in the Glen. Happy Whiskey Wednesday. C923 in the Glen. My bourbon buddy. What is going on, man? We got Bourbon Dan 55 in the house. We got Freeport Steve. Corvette Trey is here. Let's see here. Randall Erickson. What's up, The Express? Nice to see you, man. Bo's Wine Guys here. Sean 021 or 0201 or Sean 0201. Sorry, Sean. All the numbers. Dr. Sped is here. Cheers, all M&J Old Glory Bourbon in the Glen tonight. Oh, yeah. If any of you patrons got your Old Glories already, would love to hear what you think about them. We got 4 Leaf Whiskey in the house. What's up, Stacy? Nice to see you as always. Thanks for always stopping in. Mike T, Barbecue, Big Ed, Travis. So he's just calling people out. William Seaman is here. Anyone tried the Russell Reserve 13 yet? Yeah, I actually have it right here. I posted a review yesterday, so you can check that out. JG is here, of course. We got the Bourbon Jerks in the house, guys. Go subscribe to the Bourbon Jerks if you haven't yet. Great content. Tom and his son doing a great job. Just go subscribe or I'll block you. Deal. I'm only kidding. I won't block you. But go subscribe. Tim Cornet is in the house. Let's see. Mike T. Thunder Dan's in the house. Dennis Rothschild 8550 is here. Joey B. And a bunch more people coming in. I see Jay Mac, Larry, Joe the Sample Guy. Kanish is here. What's up, Kanish? Richie Z, the legend in the house. Outside the Star. And a bunch more people coming in. Our first super child of the night is here. Robert Schemmer. Cheers, everyone. Looking forward to another Whiskey Wednesday night. Likewise, Robert. Thank you so much for the super chat. The Barrel Diddler is here. Oh, I like that. The Barrel Diddler. That's kind of a cool screen name. Welcome in, Barrel Diddler. We've got Jeff Winbush, Spiteful Bum. Really good if it's $100 a bottle for the Russell Reserve 13. I would actually agree with that. I would agree with that. That's why I said in my review I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't overpay for the Russell Reserve 13. While it's good and it's probably the best one we've had in a little bit, it still doesn't live up to like what the first 4 or 5 batches were. It's just not to that level. But if you're just going based on what Eddie Russell, like if Eddie Russell was going to make a blend, that's what's in this bottle. I mean, it's extremely balanced. It's got some age. It's got some proof to it. But it's not. I think what Wild Turkey has done, unfortunately, is they have given us so many just absolute flavor bombs when you're talking about Russell's 15, Camp Nelson, Single Rickhouse F, E, just the Russell's picks that are out there, Archives, Beacon. So you get all these big, just bold, in-your-face types of bourbons. And then this comes out, and while it's very good, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a very, very good turkey product. It's as quintessential turkey as you can get, especially with the high age in it. Yet it just feels like it's lacking compared to those. And I think that's kind of like, you're making a lot of good whiskey, so it's hard to, keep up with the Joneses sometimes. That's as pretty much as lock, stock, and barrel as I can get with it. Cheers all, both Old Glory in the Glens tonight, says Steve. Okay, cool, Steve. Let me know what you think. I bet if Russell's 10 was 100, 110 proof, that would be a lot better. Maybe. But the one we're going with tonight is the infamous or the famous LLME, Russell's 10 year. It's not just the standard Russell's 10 year. It's the one that had some older whiskey in it. Basically, right after they did the Russell's 15, the rumor was some of those barrels got into Russell's 10. And while it was neither officially confirmed, Bruce Russell on this channel did say that, in terms that he can only put it, he's like, let's just say there will be another Russell's 10 like that batch. So there you go. So we have it. So we have some pretty legendary bottles in this 10 year. It's not just a run of the mill 10 year. So just some of the call outs here, guys. So yeah, we have the Peerless 10 year, of course, which probably got the most votes. I think a lot of people want to see how that does. The Bowman Cask Strength 10 year, the Knob Creek Blenders Edition, which actually got a good amount of votes, which I was surprised. We have a couple of Mash and Journey picks in there. The Joseph Magnus pick we just did, and also the Traverse City, I always forget how to pronounce that, 10-year bourbon, which is MGP. We have the Penelope Single Barrel from the, the Estate Collection. We have the Four-Gate Foundation Old School Bottle, 10-year Indiana Foundation. We have the Old Forester 1924. We have the Russell's LLME. We have the Parker's Heritage 10-year Heavy Char. We have the Michter's 10-year Single Barrel from 2023, which is technically not a 10-year. It's actually like a 14.5 year, but we just threw it in the mix anyway. Jack Daniel's 10, Rare Perfection 10, New Riff High Note 10-year, which we just tried last week. And Henry McKenna, but people specifically said an older batch. So the oldest one I had, or an oldest single barrel, I should say, the oldest one I had was barreled in 2009, which would make it a 2019 release. That's the oldest one I had. So I threw that in the mix to see what happens. So we have some epic whiskey in tonight's blind tasting. Strong lineup. So we will see what comes out on top. Jess, you looking for a New York Knicks painted trash receptacle? Cheap? No, man, everything Knicks is just going up in price, Randall. So if you're trying to get under my skin, you can't do it. The Knicks won, so shut up. Gotta have the Henry McKenna. Jason is getting tipsy tonight. I don't know if I'll get tipsy. Some of these are high proof, some of them are not. We'll kind of work our way through it. I'm not going to do everything at once. We'll kind of pace ourselves here. I never like getting sloppy, until I'm off camera, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's actually batch 2 SP Drash. I missed batch 1, but it's batch 2 that's in there. I paid $70 for a bottle of Henry McKenna 10, and it was most disappointing. Heaven Hill overpriced everything except for maybe Elijah Craig barrel proof. Well, yeah, I mean, remember, Henry McKenna was probably the first sign of there's a bourbon boom coming. When that $35 bottle went to 50, 55, 60 bucks, that was it. Oh, and also when Heaven Hill got rid of the 6-year bottled and bond that was like 13 bucks, that beloved bottle, and then they redid the bottle and came out with what's now the current bottled and bond, 7-year age-stated bottle. Those were probably the first signs that we're not in Kansas anymore. Things are changing. The only thing that matters is if Jason gets a Dan Housen Knicks jersey and wears it on a stream, then he can be a Knicks fan with no shame. A Dan Housen. No, so Rees Mash, we're going to do another 10-year, but with ryes, because there's so many high-age ryes. We're going to do a 10-year rye thing separate. So we will do that, because we got a lot of, we have the Parker's 10-year rye. We have the Sagamore 10-year rye. There's obviously the New Riff High Note rye. That's 10 years old. There's just a lot of high-age ryes now that we can kind of put into the mix and go head-to-head. So we're just doing all bourbons tonight first. 10-year Lasso Motel rye is legit. Oh, okay. That might be kind of cool. So, all right, let's go right to the unboxing. So this is what I got, guys. I said I wasn't going to pay secondary for this, and I did not. A good buddy of mine grabbed one for me. Scott, if you're watching, if you're listening, thank you so much for grabbing this for me. There it is. The Elijah Craig 21-year. Oh, yep, we got one. Rare Perfection 10 is one of the best bourbons of the year, says Kanish. Which Penelope, the private select, or one of the two single? It was one of the two single barrels, right? That's the only one I have. One of the two 10-year single barrels. Man, you could smell the stain on the wood. It's kind of wild. Yeah, it's a big ass box. I had not even peeked in this yet, so it's got a little latch here. Let's open that. Hopefully the bottle doesn't fall out, but we're gonna open it up here. Let's check it. Oh, that's pretty. There you go. That's pretty. Elijah Craig 21-year. There you go. That's kind of a pretty box. Got my OG SB 114 today and tried Weller Full Proof for the first time tonight. It's a Wednesday. I'm done. Says Fresh. All right, let's grab this. Let's take this thing out. Oh my God, there's a light in it. What? I didn't even see that. There's a light in there? How do you, oh, the light turns off when you close the box. I don't know. All right, let's, I got to turn the bottle cam on for you guys to check this out. I didn't even notice it. I mean, the light is so small. It's kind of hard to see, but see if I can show this to you guys. There we go. So there's the Elijah Craig. If you look at the very bottom, right there, there's a little white dot. That's the light. So when you actually take the bottle out, you can see the light glowing in there. Then there's this little white switch here. So when you close the box, as you can see, the light goes off. So there you go. So we'll close that up. And we'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right. Let's try this thing. Super fancy. Yeah, that light's $50 right there. $50. You know what? Give us an extra 50 because, we put a light in it. I want to make a mess here. All right. So being 21 years old, this is probably going to need a little airtime here. So this is bottled 3/5/26. This is barrel 30, 47% ABV, 47%. So 94 proof. 94 proof. That's it. 94 proof. Ugh. Okay. MSRP for this one is like $300. It's $300 for this bottle. Are the Knicks going to repeat? Dude, it's so hard for basketball, especially nowadays, to repeat. Um, I don't know. Before I even go into next season, I want to try to enjoy this year. They can run it back if they choose to pay some of these guys, but we'll see what happens. It's tough though. They would have to stay healthy. They would have to remain most of the core. Um, free agency is a big deal. You just never know. Other teams get better, and now the Knicks are the target. They're the ones that won the championship, so everyone's going to be gunning for them. How do people shape their teams to beat the teams that they can't beat? So that'll be happening too. So, what's suggested price? Yep, $300. I have barrel 65, wondering how the difference between barrels will be. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I have tried, just for example, I've tried Elijah Craig 15 against a few different single barrels of Elijah Craig 15, and two of them were very similar, and one was I'm not going to say very different, but it was definitely different. The two that I had, including mine, which was barrel 33, has a little bit more of a candy and like dark fruit note to it. The one that I had, the other one I had next to it was kind of the same. And then that third one, which was a little bit of an outlier, actually just had more oak in it. It didn't bring that fruit forwardness that I liked. It was more based around leather, oak, and like sweet tobacco. So I don't know if that's all of them where the delineation is, but that's basically what I found personally. Spurs Spurs have such a young team. Spurs are going to win one eventually, as long as Wemby can keep his twig legs going. Yeah, I think there was a lot of things that happened with the Knicks that just went the Knicks' way this year. It's very hard for that to happen 2 years in a row. Just a lot of things happened and just went the Knicks' way that were like it was just kind of fate, to be honest. It was just you could kind of tell when things are going well for a team versus things that aren't going well. Just nothing is going in, nothing like if you watch some of the playoff hockey, I forgot which team it was. It might have been the Buffalo Sabres, but it's just like it felt like one of these teams I was watching took at least 100 shots at the goal and nothing would go in. Just nothing was going in. It was hitting the post. It was getting like nothing would go in, even though they were out shooting the team by a wide margin. Nothing was going in the net. And yeah, some of it was amazing goaltending, but some of it was just bad luck. So there's just things that happen in certain sports, like the Mets right now. The Mets are a dumpster fire. Nothing they do is going right. Before I came down here tonight, I literally watched Bo Bichette run in on a prospective bunt, and the bunt went right over his head into right down the third baseline, 2-run score. So that's the type of shit that it's not your year. Time to reset it. Wemby is such a dirty player. Go New York, go New York, go. Yeah, Wemby. Oh, wow, that smells freaking good. I've never seen a basketball player go from like, oh my God, I love that guy, to a villain so fast. Wemby has a big villain moniker now because he came off like a pompous prick and he didn't deliver. He played like shit in the playoffs, especially down the stretch. And now he's kind of like a villain because he's young though. He's 22. You're going to act young and stupid sometimes. It is. The Mets are a dumpster fire. When did they ever start not being one? Here's the thing, James. And James, I know you like to get on me about my teams and be an asshole about it. I get it. It's fine. I still love you. Anyway, the thing about the Mets, and I've said this. You guys know how big of a Mets fan I am. I said this last year. When the Mets have no expectations, they will go on a run. Now, whether or not they win or not, that's completely who knows. But they have the ability to go on a run when there's no expectations. The minute or the moment you put expectations on them, and you can look at this historically, any team that was supposed to perform and make the playoffs, they completely shit the bed. And it's kind of crazy because it's happened all throughout history with different teams, different regimes, different managers, different players. Anytime the Mets get any sort of expectation put on them, like, oh yeah, they should make the playoffs, they fall off a cliff. What needs to happen is the Mets just not need to tell anybody what's going on and just go in with no expectations and see what happens. Anytime you put expectations on them, they suck. Unlike that troll James Lay. Yeah, James Lay hasn't said anything about basketball because the Knicks beat the shit out of the Hawks. The Pistons, the Cavaliers, and then beat the Spurs in 5 when everybody told them that they were going to lose. So, all right, enough about sports. Let's get into the whiskey, guys. Victor Amburana choked. Kanish says, go Phillies. Well, the Phillies are playing a lot better. Phillies are actually playing really well. So, I mean, the whole NL East is playing good except for the Mets. We compared EC15 barrel 163 to EC21 barrel 64. I preferred the EC15. It had this dark cherry syrup that rode through the finish. I could see that. My 33, I think, has that cherry in it too. Stashes and snacks, yeah. That's actually the one thing that my mom always says about players who come to New York, whether it's the Yankees or the Mets, and try to perform. They can't perform under the lights. That's what she says. Go World Cup. So many good games this year. Oh, yeah, the World Cup has been fire this year. So many good games. Just, whether you're an Argentina fan or not, but seeing Messi just defy the laws of aging and the way he's playing, I mean, just USA winning 2. I mean, it's a fun time. Okay, let's get into. So what's been your most underrated release so far this year? The Barrel Diddler. It's a great question. Underrated release. I don't know if it's underrated, but I did not expect the Old Grandad 114 single barrels to be as good as they are. Those things are ridiculously good. Like, really good. Other underrated ones, or ones that I didn't expect to be that good. Blah, blah. Shit, I can't think of it. You know what? Let me look at some of my videos, because I know I had some that were kind of surprises. Oh, the Evan Williams 250th. Those were great budget, just flavor bombs. Like, great release from Evan Williams and the folks at Heaven Hill, for sure. Great release. Love that one. Old Forester 1924 was a surprise. Surprised at how good that is. I could make a case for Jack Daniel's 10 being kind of a surprise for me too. There's been a lot of nice little surprises this year. Evan Williams. What else? No. Oh, I know which one. But was this last year or the year before? I can't even remember. Oh, it might have been last year. I keep going back to freaking Sazerac Rye Foolproof. Dude, that might be my favorite new budget sipper. That thing is so good. It's so good. We should compare the Denali Creek 21. There's some people say it's amazing, others say just okay, split decision. And most hyped bottle you were looking forward to and it disappointed. Oh yeah, there you go. Literally just typed it. I think you could put the ECPGA edition. I did not get to try that. I heard good things. I think the KC Blenders is probably going to be one of the, because it's so super sweet. Definitely under the radar. Just got back from I can't believe how many people were buying the Double Eagle Rare. Crazy. Oh, you went there, Hazmat Pat? Dude, I heard there were like 1,100 people there. JD12, most disappointing. Yeah, I would say that. Underrated, Little Book 10 year. I could make a case for Little Book 10 year. I think it's definitely one of the better ones they've had in a couple of years. All right, let's get into this here. So the nose on this is just, it's a beautiful bourbon, ultra-aged bourbon nose. Everything you would expect here. This blackberry pie, blackberry cobbler note jumps out of the glass immediately. A Grandless has Foolproof. I think the Evan Williams 250th budget is like the goodness from old early times bottles. Yeah. I mean, there's been some just great, like, little cool releases this year that have been just so good. Even stuff from smaller distilleries that we've discovered this year. It's been a great year. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just been some really good releases. Yeah, I think it was a little disappointing. The Jack Daniels 14 and 12 year didn't really do it for me this year, but I love the 10. Really, the first year the 10 has brought some attention. So Little Book 10 was underrated because number 5 through 9, only 7 was solid and 8 was solid rye. The others have been big disappointments. Yeah, Buttercuts. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I know Little Book gets a lot of flack, but you guys also have to remember, I think it's experimental. Not every batch is going to be for everyone. Now, granted, there are some like very, mediocre batches that they've done or that Freddie has done, but all in all, I think soon enough he'll be on the channel, so I could give you guys that a little bit of a teaser. But I think there's a lot to explore there and to talk to him about, like what his mindset is and seeing where he thinks it's going. Even he admits he's not like the biggest seasoned blender when he started doing these little books. He just wanted to kind of, find out what he could create. And some of the stuff he made was very interesting. Some of it was not so interesting for some people, but it just depends. All right, guys. I know I had to get started with this 10-year blind because it's going to be a beast of a blind. But let me get into this. Yeah, blackberry, cobbler, sweet pipe tobacco, immediately on the nose. Maybe a little bit of fig. Maybe a little bit of fig there, too. There's a lot of dark sweetness to this. Oh, man, this is like a bourbon candle, dude. This is like what a bourbon candle should smell like. Oh, the BBC Mars Cookie Cats. Thank you. That was the one I was trying to think of. The Bardstown Bourbon Company Mars release is probably my most surprising bourbon this year. I did not expect it to be that good. And while there are going to be people that aren't crazy about it, I think that is a whiskey geek's whiskey. It's just so interesting what they did with those Japanese whiskeys, plum and the plum barrels, and I forgot what the other one was, but oh my god, like on paper I was like, ugh, but then when I tried it I was like, oh, that's really good. Like, it worked. That's probably what was one of the more surprising ones for me. Hey Jason, Rabbit Hole Race King is my favorite so far this year. Rabbit Hole Race King, gonna have to find a sample of that one. Hey Jason, what happened to Lucky 7? Their age-stated bangers were amazing, and then it seemed the brand disappeared. It's because they ran out of the good juice. Very simple. They, like many NDPs, they get an influx of some really great barrels, but once you kind of utilize them and use them, and you don't have as many coming in, the river kind of runs dry a little bit. Now, here's the one thing that is puzzling. Well, everybody else is getting some really good barrels, from sourcing. It's kind of interesting why we haven't seen some of those come back from Lucky 7. Really not sure what's going on with them. I haven't really heard anything. So, all right. Cheers, guys. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Let's have a good time. About to get into this 10-year marathon. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, my God. That is all sweet tobacco on the back end. Very sweet tobacco. Oh, man, that's good. All right, second sip with the low proof. It definitely loses something. You just don't have that big pop of flavor that you're getting in the beginning from the first sip. However, what this does bring is, again, if you guys have been lucky enough to have like Heaven Hill 22 or even Heaven Hill 17, some of those, or any of those crazy source single barrels that were out there, even a William Heaven Hill 19 that had like this like really rich dark fruit note, that has this in here. I was afraid it wasn't going to have that. I thought it was going to just be all like oak and leather, and while that is there, the dark fruit note in here really does come to the forefront and just balances everything out. But when you get into that second sip, yeah, the proof is going to start dissipating. It's not going to be as in your face, but all the age and all the dark fruit notes are all there. It's kind of what you want in a pour like this. This is a sit down and just savor and enjoy. You probably could crush this because it's so low proof, but this is a thinker. It's kind of a cool bourbon. Yeah, I actually hope this dark berry note stays. I hope like as it, because sometimes with airtime it either disappears and it gets overtaken by the leather and the sweet tobacco and those age notes, or it will actually stay and get stronger. We'll see what happens as this opens up, but I could tell you right now, it's a very, very delicious bourbon. If you choose to spend $300 on it, listen, it's expensive. Yes, for a 21 year at $300, you got a box with a light in it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this is the pricing we have. $300 for a 21 year is still a decent price in today's market, considering other people are charging, 24 year, 23 year for $500, $600, $700, depending on what it is. So it's a decent value for sure if you're in that market to buy a high age bottle like this. And I think if you do buy it, you're not going to be disappointed. I still like the Heaven Hill 22 year better. That thing slaps. I don't think this goes near that. But I think, and I'll have to do a video with the Elijah Craig 15. I don't want to do all that comparison now because I have a huge flight to do tonight. But I will do a comparison with Knob Creek and EC15, see which one I like more. Knob 21, 230 on the shelf. Yeah, and that's the other thing. If you want a 21 year for cheaper without a box that lights up, Knob Creek 21 is sitting on shelves in most places. Russell Reserve 13 or EC21, which one would you rebuy? It's a good question. I would probably rebuy this, to be honest. Only because I'd rather have the archives from Wild Turkey than the Russell's 13 this year. However, if there was no archives, it would probably be a little bit closer. Do you have any insights on Calumet Farm? Is the 18 year the pinnacle, or do they have more coming out? Says Dobbs, Georgia Sipper. That's a good question. I've heard they have more stocks that are getting to a certain age. Now, there may be a gap here because maybe they're going to wait 18. Maybe they're going to wait to hit a 20 year or 21 year milestone before they release that. But yeah, I think they have more stocks coming. So whether or not we see them, we'll see them. Got to do KC21 versus EC21. Do I have... All right, guys, twist my arm. I just happen to have KC21 laying around. The problem is I don't have another Glencairn down here to... Ooh, that's not good. Do I have another glass somewhere laying around? Shit. I guess we're gonna bottle chug. Sorry, guys. I can't nose it. I'm just gonna sip it. You know what? That's closer than I thought it would be. Ooh. Dude, get Calumet Farms on the stream, man. The OGs of Old Barton. It's a good idea, Henry. I probably could do that. Mr. Gross, you're fired. I don't have another glass, dude. Sorry. That's the only reason. I would never do that, but I don't have I didn't bring extra glasses here on purpose downstairs because I didn't want to keep, have all these comparisons when I have to do this big flight. I think Knob Creek 21, surprisingly, is a little bit more oak forward, not as sweet, but a little bit spicier. The Elijah Craig 21, I think, is more fruit forward, not as spicy, but also has more sweet tobacco going on. Does that make sense? I think they are different high age releases. And honestly, depending on your palate, you can go with one or the other on these. None of these, it's not a world of difference here. There is a difference, but it's not like anything that I would, man. All the years I followed you, Jason, I didn't expect a bottle chug on the live. Just one more quick sip of the Knob Creek. So while that one has, that one has the age, the oak, and some great barrel spice. I think there's more baking spice there. Elijah Craig 21, I think is more delicate and sweeter. When I say delicate, it doesn't have that barrel spice that you get with like Turkey or even Knob Creek. It's a way more smoothed out experience. Very easy to sip, but more fruit forward and sweeter. That's basically the biggest like difference between the two. And again, it's just going to depend on your palate. If you like sweet, you'll probably like the EC21 better. If you like spice, you'll probably like the Knob Creek 21 better. So it's just going to really depend. And that's probably the most comprehensive breakdown I could give you just trying this for the first time. So I hope that helps. I could blend this a little bit. I'll pour a little Knob Creek 21 in here just to see what it does. I'm curious if this actually adds barrel spice to the 21 year from Elijah Craig. I'll move this over, and then we'll get into our blind tasting here. Oh, that actually works pretty well. I've been bottle sipping all night, too lazy to get a Glen. Jason, backwash bottle. Yeah, I'm going to put that on Unicorn now. I don't know. I feel like you could play with the proportions, but right now that's not doing it for me. I think the Elijah Craig kind of killed what makes Knob Creek 21 so good, and vice versa. I think the 21, it completely got rid of that blackberry note that I loved in the EC21. So, yeah, maybe blending. It's hard to blend high ages like that unless like all of them are really super high proof. And you can hide some of those intricacies that they may have hidden within those barrels. Whereas with this, this is the Knob Creek's already proof down. This is proof down. There's already water in there. It's just, when you're already messing with that, it generally doesn't work. But yeah, not terrible. This might sit and get a little better. The nose is getting a little better. I just blended it, so I'm gonna let that sit. We can return to that a little bit later. All right, water time. What's the fastest way I could do to noticeably improve my palate? The barrel diddler. It's a great question. I've given this answer before, but to anyone, this is the advice I got. I did not come up with this, but this is advice that I got from a master distiller back when I first started. Well, there's two pieces of advice. One of them is kind of obvious. The first one was experience your food. I know that sounds dumb and it sounds stupid, but if you really focus in on what you're eating, what you're smelling, that will help your brain be able to recall different flavors and smells that you can find in bourbons. I think nosing kits are amazing to help you with that. Go into your spice rack, smell cardamom, smell cinnamon, smell ginger, anything that you could find to help your brain. Because if your brain has never smelled it or experienced it, it's never going to pick it up in whiskey. It's a recall. So you have to, that's why tasting notes they're kind of bullshit, but they're not bullshit. You know what I mean? Like whenever you guys see me review a bourbon, I'm calling out stuff that just reminds me normally of food that I had growing up. If it was my grandma making it or cereal or whatever it is. Tasting notes could get crazy when people are calling out really, really like super, super exaggerated and specific things. Like this smells like the flower on the east side of the Rocky Mountains or some bullshit like that. And there are people that write tasting notes like that. But your brain's not going to be able to recall it if you don't experience it. So getting a nosing kit, I think is great. There's a nosing kit so you could find. Is it Nose Your Bourbon? The Nose Your Bourbon kits, I think they're still on Instagram. They have cherry in there, oak, vanilla, all that stuff. So experience your food. If you want to not do that, a really cool way to improve your palate and your nose, which worked for me. This is what I did. All I did was drink Four Roses. Was it Four Roses first? No, I introduced Four Roses. All I did was drink Heaven Hill products for like 2-3 weeks straight. That's all I drank when I was first starting out. So I just random bottles, whether it be McKenna, regular Elijah Craig, barrel proof. I just drank that for like 2-3, maybe a month, just straight. Every time I wanted to pour, it had to be Heaven Hill. And then once that month was over, then I introduced Four Roses to the mix. And then I'm like, oh, holy crap. My palate's all messed up now because now it's a completely different experience than what I had for a month. So now your brain is starting to fixate on the differences between the Heaven Hill profile versus the Four Roses profile. And you can kind of keep doing that down the line and introducing different brands the more you get used to other brands. And then that will start to program your mind to not only figure out what you like and you don't like, but also picking up different flavor profiles to like help you break down, flavors in bourbon. So that's what I did, which worked for me. I started doing it with pretty much every brand. And that's how I found out Wild Turkey was my favorite bourbon brand, because I kept going back to it. I just loved Wild Turkey. So, yep. If you smell ginger in the pantry, you may get a call from HR. Can always make it up to. Not many would know anyways. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm sure there are people that do make up tasting notes. For me, everything is very food centric because that's what I grew up with. So, hey, what's up, Gunderstruck? Gunderson's here. You have to stick with a few main tasting notes. A lot of reviews give you so many tasting notes. It's overwhelming. Yeah. I mean, you guys watch my channel. I never go like off the reservation with tasting notes. I just, a lot of people will say, oh, you give the same tasting notes every time. But I have gotten those comments before. But this is what I smell in most bourbons. It's not like you're not going to get a million different flavors from each and every bourbon that are completely universal or completely proprietary from the other bourbon next to it. Bourbons have similar flavors. It is what it is. But as you taste more, you get to figure out Beam is nuttiness. Old Forester for me is acetone and banana. Jack Daniels is banana. Barton to me is like strawberry banana in some regards. Four Roses is like this herbal quality that I get, this rye spice that's very unique to Four Roses that I could pick up. So you start associating certain smells and tastes with brands. And Jason wears hats and sneakers, not ascots and loafers. Yeah, that's true. Wrong. Woodford has over 200 flavors. Yes, they do. You are right about that. All right, guys. I'm going to pick some random samples here. And we are going to see... Let's see. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, 15? I think I wrote 14. I have 15. Holy shit. All right. For me, going to the country fair is great. Wait, I want to highlight that one. So I don't know about the candy. It's a great way to get tasting notes. Cotton candy, taffy, ice cream, candied pecans. Yeah, Tom Shanley. Candied pecans is a note that I associate with some either Heaven Hill or Jim Beam products. Buffalo Trace, Swedish fish cherry all day long. And sometimes grape Jolly Rancher. So if I like taste or smell those, I'm immediately thinking Buffalo Trace. So it's just like, again, just certain brands just kind of clue you in, to maybe what it could be. It's not always right, but you never know. And then you have these new distillers like While I Run. Very peachy. Green River has a peach note to it. So there are outliers there that can clue you in on different things. But unless your brain can experience it first, you're never going to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Might as well go 7 here for the first lineup. So I'm gonna rate these by number. I'll probably give these like in 1 to 5, maybe 1 to 10 will probably be easier. Hey, the Mets are still losing. Oh, in the top of the 9th, they're down by 2 runs. Yeah, they're probably losing again. Great, they'll get swept by the Cubs. Great job, Mets. You fucking suck. I get a specific note on MGP bourbons. What do you get? It says Buttercuts. Oh, on MGP bourbons? And so it depends. Older MGPs, I get medicinal cherry, like Luden's cough drop all day long. More modern MGP, I get more of like a gingerbread, toffee, sometimes bitter coffee bean note on it. Those are like the main notes I get with MGP. All right. So these are all lettered underneath. So I don't want to confuse myself. So I'm just going to number these real quick, and then we'll go from there. Citrus on MGP for sure. Orange is also a big note I get in Wild Turkey. I get a lot of citrus, a lot of orange. Definitely get orange in MGP too for sure. Yeah. Orange and apple for sure. Yep. Orange for sure on MGP. Yep. Makers to me is cherry NyQuil. Can't get past it. Stacy, maybe that's the note I always taste on Maker's Mark. It's NyQuil. That's that weird aftertaste that everyone kind of like says maybe it's like sour milk, but maybe it is NyQuil. Turkey can have a lot of clove. So for me, turkey, it's like vanilla, clove, citrus, and then sometimes you get some cherry mixed in. If it has those 4 components, generally it's going to be turkey. I get a lot of tropical fruit on MGP. I think it depends on the MGP, Stacy, but I could see that. Top Jimmy just gifted 10 Master and Drum memberships, guys. If you just got a gifted membership, you can give Top Jimmy a big thank you. Thank you so much, man. What notes do you get on Blue Run? I don't get any notes on Blue Run. You know why? Because they don't exist anymore. Didn't see that one coming, did you? All right, guys. Let's get into this tasting here. Again, I'm going to just start scoring these from 1 to 10. Let's put a couple of little music on as we do. I like this one. Just a nice cool beat. Yeah, Top Jimmy's the man. Jason, some of those 10-year bourbons have higher proofs. Will that affect your rankings like the Bowman cast strength? Yeah, Ken, it's going to, and that's kind of the fun of it. There are some bourbons in here that are only 100 proof. Some are, the lowest one I think is the Michter's, but Michter's, that specific Michter's also has the age. Will that stand out? That's kind of the fun of doing this, but we'll see what happens as we go through it. So let's go to the first one. Top Jimmy is so awesome. I was in line at Buffalo Trace, and the guys in front of me, we were talking about him. Yeah, Top Jimmy is the man. Top Jimmy is one of the best people that I've met in bourbon, and I'm sure anyone that has met him can echo that sentiment for sure. Man, this has a very deep richness to it. We were talking about like a bitter coffee bean earlier. I feel like I'm getting that here. I'm not going to spend too much time nosing. I just really want to get into the palate, see how these rank. Cheers, guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight. This is going to be fun. It's 9:53. We got plenty of time. Here we go. Ooh, that's delicious. Starts off oaky, a little bitter, and then it just gets right into sweet. There's a big sweet punch right at the end there. Again, I'm trying not to focus on proof. I think proof is going to matter as far as viscosity, obviously finish length, stuff like that. But really, this is all about flavor. This is all about flavor for me. I'm just curious of what kind of stands up with some of the best 10 years that we've had in the recent past. What's up, John Cloud? Nice to see you, man. Pecan cherry pie. Holy crap, this is the first one. This is really good. I hate to come out of the gate giving it like a huge score, but holy crap. Is that one of the MGPs? Because we were literally just talking about these tasting notes. I'm like, is this an MGP? I'm going to write that here a little bit. MGP. Big flavor here. That thing's delicious. I'm probably I'm gonna be a little bit conservative here. Well, you know what? Let me go back before I score them. Let me go to the second one here. Whew. Not as bold, but this feels like it has some age to it. Some really nice, like funky oak on this. All right, guys. So if you missed the lineup, I'm not going to try to remember all this, but we have Michter's 10 from 2023 in here. We have the Peerless 10 year. We have is it Rare Perfection? What is it? Yes. Rare Perfection 10 year. We have the Joseph Magnus 10-year pick that I did. Traverse City 10-year pick I did. We have Russell's 10-year LLME. We have Abraham Bowman cast rank 10-year. We have a Forgate 10-year foundation. Knob Creek, Blender's Edition, New Riff High Note, Henry McKenna, Jack Daniels 10-year. It's a lineup. So I get cherry in here too, but this is a little bit more of that medicinal cherry. So that makes me think, that immediately makes me go like, could be an older MGP, could be the turkey. Maybe it's the, dig that one. As we get through this palette, or get through this tasting, I should say, guys, Q&A it up for me. If you guys have a question, ask. If I don't see it, shoot over a super chat if I miss it. But yeah, I like doing these. My time to interact with you guys. I love chatting with you and just answering as many questions as I can. Whether they're good questions or dumb questions. Yes, the Russell's Reserve 10-year is the LLME tonight. No love to the Penelope Boys 10-year, just okay. No, the Penelope 10-year is in here, but it's it's one of the estate collection single barrels. Anything new with Uncle Nearest? The only thing I've heard with Uncle Nearest is that they did sell the Martha's Vineyard property. It has been sold, or was it the French Chateau one? I don't know. One of them they just sold. So that's the latest I've seen. I don't know if you missed it, but I think 2 weeks ago, a buyer was named, but they didn't name the buyer. They said they had a buyer, a prospective buyer for Uncle Nearest, but they didn't say who it was. So that's the last thing we heard. What was in the LLME? Apparently much older than 10-year turkey was in the LLME. How is preparation going for the Bardstown Blitz? It's going great, Henry Turner. We have 9 we have 9 9 confirmed distillers that are going to be coming for the tasting on Saturday. Jim Beam is pretty much wrapped up in booking, trying to get some final numbers, but it's looking great. Oh, you put all the bottles in there? 1924. Okay, yeah, thanks. I will do that. Thanks, Nathan. I'm going to pin this. If you want to know what's in the blind tonight. Thanks for that, Nathan. So number 2 is not as good as number 1, yet it does have some really beautiful flavors here. There is some age in there. There's some cherry cola. There's some very heavy, like custardy vanilla. That's really good too. I think that's going to be up there for me too, but yeah, very custardy. But that cherry cola note that it has, it's got me thinking, man. All right, let's go to letter C here. Who's your favorite drummer, Jason? Neil Peart for me. I would still say it's always going to be Neil Peart for me. I have some others though. Let's see. Yeah, Stuart Copeland, Portnoy, Mike Portnoy. Mario Duplant from Gojira. So yeah, there's a bunch I love. Thanks, Jason, for doing this 10-year blind. Buying a 10-year bourbon is rarely, in my opinion, a bad piece of advice. Most are good. Um, what do you think will win tonight? I honestly think the Abraham Bowman of the Peerless is going to take it tonight, but we'll see. There could be an outlier in there. Loved Phil Collins. Loved Phil Collins drumming. Oh, Danny Carey for sure. Danny Carey is a top 5 drummer for me. Alex Van Halen, one of the most unique drummers that you'll ever listen to. If you listen to his drums on isolated, like nobody. It was kind of like nobody played like him. It was very much like John Bonham. Like John Bonham, there was just the way he hit the drums, the way he played was very unique. And Alex Van Halen gives me that same vibe from him. Ooh, this is very fruit forward. Wow, that is like cherries, strawberries, maybe pear, apple, all wrapped up into one. Extremely fruit forward, especially coming off the second one. That's the other thing with these blinds, guys. Your pour before the next one can definitely affect what you're tasting on, as you go through them. That's why comparisons can be a little bit tough sometimes. Lars Ulrich, I could respect him, but I wouldn't consider him like, an impressive drummer. Oh man, sweet, great barrel spice on that too. Holy crap! All right, let's go to 4. John Bonham hit the drum so hard my ass hurt. Oh, Levon Helm. Yep, could see him. Jason, you need to review a new Jefferson's cast strength decanter rye. So good. All right, thanks for that. I'll be on the lookout for that one. San Antonio here. Hate the hat. Knicks are cool though. I hear you, man. Listen, for 53 years, the Knicks fans said the same thing. Hate your team. We haven't won anything, but now we could say we've won. So, oh, this one is in your face good. Okay, I think this is definitely a higher proof upper echelon here. Oh yeah, Keith Moon. Also, Ginger Baker. Dude, Keith Moon, Ginger Baker, incredible drummers too. Stretch Kicks. What's up, my man? Nice to see you, man. Jefferson or James E. Pepper decanter? I haven't tried the James E. Pepper decanter rye or the Jefferson's decanter rye yet. Yeah, Jeff Porcaro, rest in peace. Scored a bottle of Eagle Rare 12 at 85 for a local shop tonight. What type of taste do you get when you say barrel spice? So barrel spice to me is like that prickliness that you get on the back end of a whiskey. It's kind of a combination of like tingly, but a lot of black pepper, a lot of like cinnamon, ginger, can almost feel a little bit effervescent. Like it's a little like it feels like it's carbonated to some degree. That's what I kind of get with barrel spice. If Rush called you to play for them, how long would it take for you to learn Neil Peart's drum parts? There are definitely songs I know way better than others, but listening to Annika Niles say how she literally trained for a year to play all the songs, was in the gym, because it is a marathon to literally play that many Neil Peart songs in a row. It's why Neil Peart had severe arthritis everywhere as he got older. It takes everything out of you. Like I could go sit behind my drums right now. I could play like 4, maybe 5 Rush songs, and I'll be exhausted. But to do that for, she's playing La Via Stringato. She's playing Xanadu. Really, really hard, involved songs to play. Tom Sawyer on top of that. You have to, it's a devotion. You have to be really locked in. That's what you have to do, though. If Neil Peart, if Rush is like, Jason, we want you to come play with us for a few songs, I would not leave my drum room for like 2 months. I would just sit there and play them and play them and play them and play them until they were stupid perfect. What's the difference between barrel spice and rye spice? Rye spice to me is black pepper, cardamom, minty. Barrel spice is tannic, oaky, and a little bit more sharp. Jason, you tried the EC? No, I have not seen the B526. Have not tried it. Ken, have you tried it? Is it good? Ooh, 4 is nice. Not as bold as I thought it was going to be. This is real sweet. It's like vanilla. Again, getting into more of that custardy vanilla. It's not very spicy. Jason, have you tried? Yeah, I have not tried the ECBP rye. Yeah, when I say barrel spice, it's probably more like black pepper and tannic spice that I'm talking about that you get from the barrel, especially as it ages. Happens a lot with wild turkey. Wild turkey gets a lot of barrel spice. It's just some of those like prickly flavors you get that give it that tingle and that long finish. But not every single bourbon gives you that. Depends on the bourbon. Metalhead Whiskey Snobs, just tried your Drum Key Spirits for the first time tonight. I have to say I was impressed. Cheers. Metalhead, which one did you try? Did you try the debut? Did you try the ride symbol? Or did you try one of the single barrels? Do you remember? Good, but not as good as A126. Okay. Very tasty. Dr. Spence says it's better than the A126. Oh, there's some fighting words. So barrel spice is why I get a Sharpie note, maybe. Dobbs, Georgia sipper. Sharpie note, I think more comes from, for me, I think comes from more of the, well, yeah, I'm not sure if that, I would put that as barrel spice. I think that counts more. There's only a couple distilleries where I get that Sharpie note. And I think it has more to do with the grain versus the barrel. But that's me. Oh, you had the debut. Very cool, man. D-Train, from what I've heard, there's going to be no Elijah Craig B526. We possibly will get a C, but from what I've heard, we're not getting a B. Oh, Dr. Spet. So, yeah, if it was more rye forward, then that makes sense. I got to say, the first 4 have been really solid. Let's go to 5. Jason, debut was my favorite bourbon of last year, and it sold out quickly before I could get another. I appreciate that, Richie. I don't know if you guys heard the news yet. Kind of cool. But my blend, the ride symbol, it's gotten selected to go to the Taste Off and the Ascot Awards for best in its category. I believe it's going against, believe it or not, Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. So if it beats Heaven Hill Grain to Glass, then it goes to the finals for best in show. So right now it's against Heaven Hill to win my category for blended finished rye, and if it wins that head to head, then it goes to the collective grouping of other head to head winners for best in show. So the ride symbol is doing really well. So I'm very proud of the blend. All right, so this one is actually a little bit, man, what is that? A little bit grainy. Yeah, Reese Mash, did you try yours yet? Ooh. Talk about barrel spice. This is very spicy. Very spicy. Black pepper, ginger, very prickly on the back end. Just has a lot of, it like stings the back of your throat a little bit. Metalhead Whiskey Sour, Pablo Sunis right on the front, then hit with char oak. I compared it to like the snare snap a sweet crack out of nowhere that stops your heart. Oh, very nice. Oh, this is delicious. Super sweet. Love this, the spice kick on the back end. Sweet, big spice punch. Just vanilla bomb on the back end of that. All right. Sour apple pear sweetness right on the front. Then hit with, dude, I've gotten so many crazy tasting notes from the debut. I feel like everybody that tastes it just gets something different out of it, which is so cool to me. So I'm glad people are enjoying that debut. It's a crazy whiskey, crazy blend. Given that it's Green River and 3 different mash bills, it makes sense that people are pulling different flavors out of it. You described Vimon's ginger ale, kind of. Thoughts for on the Four Roses experimental series? We could talk about that a little bit. Let me get through these last 2, and then we'll dive into the news here a little bit before we get to the second half. Whoever said Sharpie note is kind of what I'm getting in this a little bit. Oh, well, no, that sip was better. Pretty solid. Dude, all these are doing really well. There's a couple that stand out, but all of these are pretty damn solid, I gotta say, for all 10 years. And I think there are a couple that are similar, but most of them are very different. That's actually really nice, too. All right, last one in this round. That's what I get from the Calumet is huge vanilla notes, especially Sean84 Super Chat just came across a Mr. Sam batch 4. Should I trade for William LaRue Weller? If so, which batch? I'm torn. So here's the thing, Sean. I haven't been lucky enough to get like every William LaRue Weller, but last year's William LaRue Weller, the 2025 edition, I thought was the best of the entire Buffalo Trace Antique lineup. I thought it was the best bottle in the entire lineup last year. But William LaRue Weller is weird. And guys, tell me in the chat if I'm crazy. I talked, if Matt Bunch is listening from Barrel King, we've talked about this. William LaRue Weller is amazing the first like 4 or 5 pours. Once it gets halfway down, something happens to William LaRue Weller where maybe the weediness just comes a little bit too far forward and it just kind of turns. And I'm not saying it becomes bad, but it becomes not as good as it was when you first cracked it open. I've had that happen with 2 William LaRue Weller bottles that I've owned. I did not buy last year's, but on first crack, it was definitely the best that I tried from the entire antique collection lineup. So if you're going to get a William LaRue Weller, maybe go for last year's. Go Cubs go. Did they sweep the Mets? Oh yeah, 10-5. Oh god, the Mets are such a freaking shit show. Mandog says gets better. Okay. Oh, gets bitter. I'm sorry, gets bitter. Yes, gets bitter. Yes, 100%. William LaRue Weller is like GTS. When it's good, it's amazing. When it isn't, it isn't. There isn't an in-between. See, for me, William LaRue Weller always starts out good, but then sometimes over time, it maybe does get a little bit more bitter. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think the oxidation thing can happen on any whiskey, but I think it's just more prevalent on wheaters. He's already lit, yeah. Oxygenated? Yeah, this one's... Oh. This one has a note that's very... Oh, maybe that's the acetone note I'm getting. I don't know. All right, last one here, guys. Eagleware 17 over William LaRue Weller. Oh, yeah. Eagleware 17 was my second place, Nathan. It was right up there. If I had that blind, you know what? Eagleware 17 would probably do better over time versus the William LaRue Weller. Eagleware 17 last year was delicious. E.H. Taylor was meh. George T. Stagg sucked last year. I don't care what anybody says. That was a shit batch. People want to get all crazy because it was hazmat. It was hazmat because it drank thin it lacked depth, and it drank hot. It was a shit batch of George T. Stagg. I don't care what anybody says. ER 17 2020. A lot of the Eagle Rare 17 batches have been blah, but last year's was good. Do you think distilleries take their packaging into account for oxidation? I think some of them do, but I think some of them also just look for a cool bottle. Some of them look for a cool bottle they can put a bunch of real estate on so they can, you know, put a bunch of crap all over it. But a lot of the labels now have gone minimalist. There's just not much they're putting on the bottles anymore. I enjoyed GTS. Yeah, GTS 2020 was good. Man, this last sample here, your hot take was that GTS was hot shit. Brilliant. Yeah, basically. This is good. Very solid. This last one, I just think there's other ones better here. So, kind of middle of the road. So I'm going to take one more sip of these real quick, give them my number, give them my ranking, and then we'll move on to I'll do a news segment, and then we'll move on to the second half here, guys. This first one is delicious. What's the next distillery to blow up? I mean, maybe because I'm a homer right now for them, but Old Glory out of Clarksville, Tennessee. I still feel like Crittenden, there's more growth for them with what they're doing. Not sure if they're going to get there, but I think Old Glory, Crittenden, those two are probably the top of my list too. I think Southern Collective, not enough people have really kind of got into what they're doing and some of the really unique stuff that they're doing. I think Southern Collective out of Tennessee is also doing really, really well. Old Dominic, too. Man, I think like 3 of these are out of Tennessee. Old Dominic out of Tennessee is doing some incredible whiskeys, too, and I don't think they get enough credit. I think they're making some incredible stuff as well. Leiper's Fork is starting to get more hype. That's a distillery I need to try again more of. So maybe I'll reach out to them and see if I can maybe get them on the channel and try some more stuff for sure. And then Uncle Nearest. Uncle Nearest is going to be the next big thing. Well, kidding. That was bad. Bad joke. Okay, number 1. Number 1 is freaking delicious. I'm going to give that one. That one's getting, I'm going to say 8.5 there. 2. Man, 2 is just cherry, candy, and oak. What the hell? Cherry cola, candy, oak on number 2. That one's getting an 8. Let's go to 3. What about KO Distillery? KO? Oh, Jackson Purchase. Jackson Purchase has the ability to just start putting out a bunch of stuff. If they do, they can really make a name very quickly. Remember, Jackson Purchase has been distilling for other folks for years, and the fact that they're coming out with their own stuff now, if they want on the drop of a dime to turn around and put out some of their own shit and just keep putting it out besides their cast strength bourbon that we got last year, they could do some damage for sure. Was there a list of what these are or 100% blind? So I know what's in here, but I don't know, obviously, what glass is which. So the list, all the bourbons that are in this blind are pinned to the top of the chat if you want to see what's in there. I'm going to give this one a 7. I'm going to go to 4. Four is solid, but not my favorite. I'd probably go 6 on that. 5. Five has a weird aftertaste that I'm not digging coming off of that one. But I'll give that one a 6 as well. 6. That was 5. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6. Oh, 6 I like a lot. That's getting an 8. And 7 was kind of mid. Yeah, 7 didn't do it for me. 7 is solid, but just not. Give that a 5. All right. So now we have to do 8, 9, 10. What is it? Oh, yeah. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. More to come. All right. Here's the thing. I have to keep these in order because I have them numbered as such. So let me keep these in order. I'm going to shut this off for now until we get into our reveals. And in the meantime, I'm going to see how our Elijah Craig 21 and Knob Creek 21 blend is doing now that it's been sitting a little bit. All right, guys, let's get into a little bit of news here. Not too much news, but definitely some stuff to tell you guys about. First and foremost, we have let's talk about Four Roses, what they're doing. Four Roses, if you guys have not heard yet, is launching a finish series, and this one seems to be all about Mizunara. Four Roses goes in a new direction with Japanese oak finished bourbon. Four Roses entering unfamiliar territory. On Tuesday, the Kentucky bourbon producer announced the launch of its experimental series, a limited edition collection designed to explore maturation techniques, barrel finishes, and production methods beyond the company's traditional framework. That's a lot of words to say we're finally going to try some finishes. So the first release is the experimental series #1. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon, whiskey finish, and Japanese Mizunara oak barrels. Four Roses experimental #1 will be released July 30th at the Four Roses Distillery Visitor Center. The bourbon will be sold in 375 milliliter bottles with a suggested retail price of $55. Not too bad. That makes experimental series #1 a notable departure for one of bourbon's most tradition-minded producers. It's a new chapter for us, said Four Roses master distiller Brent Elliott. It allows us to take the craftsmanship that has been at the heart of Four Roses and apply it entirely new ways, experimenting with finishes and techniques that reveal dimensions of flavor our fans haven't experienced before. So I'll give them, I'll say this about, all that marketing speak. The fact that Four Roses has held out so long to do any sort of finish, I think actually helps them. I think this, to me, and you guys let me know in the chat, to me, this makes me feel like those releases, these experimental releases from Four Roses, are going to be more, I'm so interested to try these now. Because they've held out for so long on doing this because, they have, 5 yeast strains, 2 different mash bills, 10 recipes. So that's what their focus has been for years, is shaping different flavor profiles based on that. And then you throw in the different tiers, where the stuff's being aged, the age itself, whether it's an 8-year, 9-year, 10-year, all the way up to 16, 17, 18, sometimes 20-plus year bourbon. That's been their focus. Now you're throwing a finish into the mix, which Four Roses does not do. So that, to me, makes this more intriguing. So, and it's kind of funny that they would do a Japanese finish first, knowing that their previous owner was Japanese based, was Japan based. Now they've been sold to EJ Gallo, but it's kind of an interesting thought. So I'm wondering if I'm guessing that was in process before the entire sale happened. But just, it's kind of cool. It's kind of a full circle moment, I think. So when do you think Four Roses releases their 2 new mash bills? So Mississippi Buckeye, we had Brent Elliott on last year. He was here live. Asked him about the 2 new mash bills. And at that time, meaning last year, he said that those barrels were only a couple years old. So we still have some time before we're going to see those. Now, whether they release them at 6, 7, or 8 years, we don't know. But there's still a few years out before we get to taste those new mash bills, unfortunately. And if you want to go back, you go on my live stream and you can see the whole interview. Brent Elliott live on the Mash and Drum. and we definitely talk about them, and you could see, what we get into, and he talks about the new mash bills. So, first time ever live, just got home and the line, love the show. Oh, what's up, UT Bourbon Crud? Thank you so much. Appreciate that. It scares me. It's like Jack doing a new mash bill. 4 Roses soon you have even more expensive with 2 mash bills, 20. Yeah, that's what they're going to have. They're going to have 2 more mash bills. Again, working with 5 more yeast strains, and it's going to be 20 new recipes to mess with. So maybe this is the thing they do until those mash bills are ready. Let's do some experimentals to keep the interest going. And then when those 2 experimental or those 2 new mash bills are ready, remember the mash bills are going to be the highest corn mash bill that they're going to have now. I think it's 80 plus in the corn proportion. I can't remember the exact number. I think it was like 80% corn, 83% corn, something like that. And then they're also going to have a new highest rye. A new highest rye mash bill. That's it's not a rye mash bill, but it's the most rye content in the new mash bill versus what they have now at 35%. So it's these 2 new mash bills are going to just give a completely new avenue of flavor. I'm telling you, you combine that high corn mash bill with maybe like their, I don't know, you put that with their V or their O recipe. Holy shit. We're talking about candy on fruit, on candy, it could get pretty wild. So looking forward to trying those when they're ready. Everyone needs to honestly watch Gallo over the next 24 months. They have assloads of free cash to blow, and they're wanting into the whiskey world big time. Horse Soldier first, now 4 Roses. Yeah, for sure. Hazmat OESO high age single barrel. Has there ever been a Hazmat 4 Roses on the market ever? Has that happened yet? I don't think there has been. 4 Roses letting their hair down. Exactly. Jason, why are distilleries like Wild Turkey and 4 Roses not making a wheated bourbon? Ken Davis, that's a great question. And the answer I could tell you is that developing, if you don't have a mash bill or a wheated mash bill in your lineup already, it's not just like we're going to make a wheater. I think to some degree, I think bigger distillers can obviously do that at a higher scale, much faster. But adding a wheated bourbon not only adds production costs, it adds more time for distillers because now you're bringing another mash bill. But also, I think what gets lost is the time it takes to develop a new mash bill, age it, and perfect it to what you want that to be. And nobody's going to be more careful about that than a heritage distiller. They're going to bring a new mash bill to the table. It's going to take years to alpha test it, beta test it, whatever you want to do to it before they feel like, okay, we've got something. Now let's make a shit ton more of it and let's age it and see what happens. Smaller distillers can do that on the flip of a dime way quicker than the bigger distillers because it would be a larger investment for distillers to do it. But I do think Wild Turkey, more pointedly, Wild Turkey kind of sticks to just what they know, at least right now. I think because Wild Turkey, I think it's also dependent upon the setup that certain distilleries have. If it's a small warehouse and it doesn't really matter, you could probably flip around a wheated bourbon like that. But if you're Wild Turkey, you're working with a lot of different types of mash bill, a lot of different types of locations, you're getting enough variation in that where you can kind of live with that rather than bring a new mash bill to the market. Plus, there's also a competition aspect there too. There are definitely more wheated bourbons than we've had in the past on the market. Not many high-age cask strength ones, which I still think is a miss for a lot of distillers. There's a lot of opportunity for high-age cask strength wheated bourbons. There's just not enough there. But I just don't think I think that's the case because there's just not a lot of folks that do wheated bourbons. And I don't know if that's a scary thing for them because Pappy is like, Pappy. It's interesting. Wild Turkey has done rum finish and other stuff. Yeah, finishes are a lot easier than coming up with a new mash bill, especially for someone like, remember, Wild Turkey just got more into distilling more rye in the last few years. It's not like and even rye for them is kind of tricky. So to introduce now a wheated mash bill, but it would be interesting to see a wild turkey wheater. It really would. Speaking of wild turkey, did you see the Eddie Russell story at the Alamo Draft House? I did not see the documentary yet. I'm very eager to watch it, though. As soon as I'm able to get a link, I will watch it. Okay, next one. Look at this, guys. Coors Whiskey Company. That's right. I've seen photos of this online, and there was a press release about it. It looks like Coors is bringing a new whiskey to the market. Now, let me grab where's the actual story here? Oh, here it is. Coors debuts an 8-year-old whiskey, but it's only coming to 2 states. Coors Whiskey is stepping deeper into the premium whiskey space with the release of a limited edition 8-year-old blended American malt whiskey that it says leans heavily on nearly 150 years of malting expertise. Built using Colorado-grown malt, the whiskey is positioned as a grain-first release in a category often defined by barrel aging. Bottled at 110.5 proof, it features a blend of 8-year-old American malt whiskeys designed to showcase both depth and complexity. This will be available. Let's see here. Only 1,200 bottles of this will be available. $80. Only available in Colorado and Illinois ahead of Father's Day. So these have already hit the market. Here's what's scary about this. Guys, listen to this sentence very carefully. 8-year-old, hold on. 8-year-old blended American malt whiskey that it says leans heavily on nearly 150 years of malting expertise. You know what that means? That means that just tastes like a really young single malt. A really young American single malt. It tastes like probably beer. It probably has a beer aftertaste to it. So, yeah. So, probably no thank you on that one. Let's play it, because I haven't played it in a while. Here we go. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Yep, not interested in that one. Okay, next one coming up here. Oh, this just hit today. Old Fitzgerald from Heaven Hill just released their newest Spring 2026 Bottle and Bond. So the Spring 2026 edition is the 17th national release. As required under the Bottle and Bond Act, the bourbon was produced single distilling season, blah, 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 100 proof, yada, yada, yada. $150 for this one. Age statement on this one is a 10-year-old. 10-year-old age-stated Old Fitz Wheater. Dude, can we make Old Fitzgerald great again? Can we bring back the where are the 14, 15s, and 16s that we used to get a couple years ago? We know Heaven Hill has the stocks. Like, I'm tired of this 8, 9, 10 year shit for Old Fitz. Like, it's a decent wheated bourbon, but it gets really special again when you talk about a higher age wheater. Like, let's go it. Let's do this shit. Where's the Old Forester 22 at? 19 years sucked. I said what I said. Tim's James Lay. I don't think I had the 19 year. The 15 year was probably my favorite Old Fitz. Make Old Fitzgerald old again. Yes, Henry Turner. Make Old Fitz old again. Thank you. Yes, perfect. Perfect. And last thing I got for you guys is this beautiful building is actually owned by Willett. It looks like Willett has laid down its first barrel of whiskey at their new distillery based in Springfield, Kentucky. Their Springfield, Kentucky production facility has officially begins distilling operations at the site, the company announced on Monday. The first barrel was filled on June 18th, making the launch of production at the new Washington County campus. Willett says the date carries personal significance as it coincides with the birthday of the late Martha Colesveen, whose family helped shape the modern era of the historic bourbon producer. So congrats to Willett for dropping I guess filling their first bourbon barrel. It's a big deal. So congrats. We'll see how that whiskey turns out as we go down the line. And of course, guys, our bourbon meme of the week is here, guys. Here we go. Bourbon meme of the week. This one definitely gave me a laugh. I forgot who posted it in my Discord, but this one I was kind of scrolling through, but I stopped on this one. Think about it. If this happened, would you fall under would you be one of the people that this happened to? A whole line of glasses leading to a cold, dark place, and that's pretty much how I got kidnapped. Somebody just lined up freaking bourbon glasses on a trail. Would you be that guy, or would you be that girl that follows that trail and probably gets kidnapped if they're laying out a bunch of whiskey? I thought this is pretty. I'm like, oh man, I'm definitely getting kidnapped for that shit. So that is this week's Bourbon of the Week. Potter Jane's distillate is now over a year. Got to try it at NOLA Bourbon Fest. Okay, yeah, Potter Jane. I'm excited about that distillery for sure. We'll see how it. Those are pretty close together. Exactly. Roger Reese says, "Yep, dead." No goat or sheep whiskey news this week. Yeah, no, unfortunately not. That's pretty good, unless it's Blue Run. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You're never gonna know. Barrel Diddler says that's my happy trail. That blend is still not the best. It's gotten a little better. All right, guys, here we go. 10-year. What time is it? Holy crap! It's 10:35. Let's do it. I gotta rip through these here. Oh my god, the glasses don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Here we go. Now we're doing 8 through 15. Let's go. Power Bottom has arrived. Power Bottom has not arrived yet. So the next drum key blend is called Power Ballad, not Power Bottom, asshole. It's Power Ballad. Labels, I think, are being worked on right now. Hopefully, we get a quick turnaround on approvals, and then hopefully available next month. So I'm excited for you guys to try this new blend. It's definitely a departure from the first two that I've done. I think people are going to really dig it. It's a thinker. Sit back, relax, and just enjoy this bourbon. So I'm excited for it. All right, let's go to this one here. Yeah, Drunky. Exactly. Drunky. I joined the Patreon solely for this. It's the Power Bottom. Okay, man. Ooh. Ooh, this one has banana. So I'm guessing this is either the 1924 or the Jack 10. Oh, that's good. Whatever it is, it's good. Ooh. Oh, that's real good. Let's go to number 2. Or I should say number 9. Oh, holy shit. Number 9. Jason, please recreate something similar for the second debut. It just depends on getting those damn those crazy Green River barrels. It was Shook that explained to me what Power Bottom was. Oh shit. Number 9 is ridiculous. Holy hell. That is in your face flavor bomb. It's not. I feel like it's like darker than cherry. It's not. Maybe it's like more of a black cherry. It's like black cherry, a little bit of like milk chocolate, but tons of spice. Oh man, that thing's a beast. Let's go to the number 10 here. What batch is the 1924? The 2026 is the batch for the bunch, in my opinion. That's what's in here, 2026. Help a brother out to sell this pick out, y'all. Big Vic, what pick are you talking about? Wow, 10 is sweet, but very, very, there's a trail mix note to it, where I'm getting like nuts and raisins, and it's trail mixy. And the next ride should be Power Top. Matt Robinson, late start for me. What's in the blind? Check out the pinned comment on top of the chat. It'll tell you what's on it. What pick is Vic talking about? I don't know which one he's talking about. That might be the first time I ever wrote Trail Mixy. Do you think you'll be able to pick out the Sigwin Moreau and the Magnus? I don't know. We'll find out, Jeff. I feel like some of the wait, what's happening here? Oh yeah, there you go. I just got speaking of ride symbol, I just got 2026 best in category playoffs. I actually just got the official announcement. Wow, it looks so. Wow, this is pretty cool. So Barrel King G Spot just won their category. Best wheated bourbon went to soft red wheat, the holiday soft red wheat. Soft red wheat Rickhouse proof bourbon. Southern Star Cask Strength Paragon wheated bourbon won its category. Weller Antique 107, of course, wins. Best straight bourbon, Wheel Horse Barrel Master Bourbon wins. Old Dominic 8-year. Or wait a second, are the grayed out ones the ones that didn't make it? Peerless 10-year one. Bourbon Club of Arkansas, Elliott Brothers Reserve one. George T. Stagg one. Best blend of straight goes to Dark Arts, Barely Legal Bourbon. Barrel Special Finish. Dude, what is Thomas H. Handy? Best Craft Rye. Best Special. Oh, the ones that are grayed out actually got beat. Winner. Check it out, guys. I don't know if you could see this. Drum Key Spirits ride symbol. Winner. There it is. Winner, guys. I took out Heaven Hill Grain and Glass. Oh, can't even see it. Can't even see but that's what that bottle is. Drum Key wins, baby. Drum Key ride symbol goes to the playoffs. Hell yeah, dude. That's freaking awesome. It's official. They took out the Heaven Hill Grain and Glass. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm excited. That's really cool. That made my night. All right. Let's get back into this. Here we go. Yeah, I'm sure that extra envelope I slid to Fred made a difference. I'm only kidding. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now we go to the playoffs. Let's see how ride symbol does. By the way, guys, if nobody's gotten a ride symbol yet, there's still like 200, 300 bottles available. Just telling you, it's a stupid good rye whiskey if nobody's had it yet. I know it's pricey. We're working on pricing, but dude, it's really good. Connor O'Driscoll's pissed. I know. He probably is pissed at me. 8, 9, 10, 11. This 11's really good. Post the link to it. Okay, hold on a second. $11 is super solid. It just doesn't wow me, but it's very, very solid compared to some of the other ones. Oh man, it actually has a really rich fruit note to it. Okay, next one. So it's available on BarrelKing.com. If you go to BarrelKing.com and you go to Barrel Picks, and you should see a drop down, and one of them will be Mash and Drum. I believe the password is still symbol, all caps SY. I'm sorry, SY. Too much whiskey. CYMBAL. The way you spell symbol for a drum symbol. So I think that's the password to get in. If anybody in the chat, anybody that's a mod wants to post it, go for it. I'm not going to do it right now. Yeah, symbol. See how Nathan but it's in all caps, Nathan. I believe the password's all caps. This one's a little bit grainy. Oh, maybe not grainy. Oh, holy crap. That one could be the Seguin Moreau. Really rich, lots of depth there. Yeah, go to barrelking.com. Thanks, Richie Z. I'm trying to remember the what it's under. Yeah, no Basil Hayden 10 in the blind. Yeah, no Basil Hayden 10. And thank you so much for the super chat, Matt Robinson. Yes, that's the password to get in. Yeah, Master and Drum. Yep. Yeah, if you guys want to grab one, please do. I like this. It's dark. It's fruity. A little chocolatey. I'm ordering it. Probably should get two. We'll sell out. Yeah, Richie Z, if it's going to get as much attention now, whether I want the attention or not, it's probably going to sell out sooner than later now. So if you guys haven't gotten the ride symbol yet, again, if nobody remembers what's in the ride symbol, it is it's a blend of. God, I'm trying to remember the ages. 8-year and 9-year rye whiskeys with a little bit of 10-year rye finished in Elijah Craig 23-year barrels. So again, it's a blend of 8 and 9-year rye with a small portion of it being 10-year rye finished in Elijah Craig 23-year barrels. That's what's in ride symbol. So if you want to, the best comments I've ever gotten about rye symbol came from Nathan Jurgensen, who's in the chat. He loves rye. He loves unique ryes, and he loves that blend. So don't take my word for it. Take his, because I really appreciate the nice things he said about it. Yeah, Jeff, I'm working on it. I'm still working on it. Oh, there we go. There it is, Nathan. Thank you so much. BarrelKing.com/mashanddrum, password symbol. You guys can go get it right there. Yep, Richie Z. That's why, dude. And we only added like a few gallons of that Elijah Craig 23-year, and it completely changed the blend for the better. Oh my God. Maybe this is the Seguin Moreau. This is so good. This just has that barrel, funky, spicy, everything about it. Poet's Poison isn't mine. That's the one that Barrel King made, but they added it to the page because they wanted to move some more bottles. I did not blend that one, but it's like a crazy peanut butter whiskey. If the guys like peanut butter, it's pretty damn delicious. But the Riot Symbol is my blend. Anything that's drum key is my stuff. Yeah, it's definitely a bourbon drinker's rye for sure. I did not make this a rye, funky, heavy whiskey. It is a bourbon drinker's rye for sure. Yeah, it's like I said, it's pricey, guys. $179.99 a bottle. Again, like I said, we're working on maybe bringing some prices down for future releases, especially with the way the market's going. But yeah, right now that's just what the prices are. Again, you guys have to realize the incentive is for if you guys really enjoy the drum key products, you join Barrel King and you get the bottles for like $125. So pricing it higher is kind of a way for them to have you join the club, the Barrel King subscription model. So that's really what it is. But I'll tell you this, guys. Yeah, as much as I want to bring the prices down, and we've talked about it, I think that will be happening going forward. But right now, it's still priced at what it is. So if you want to buy one, you can buy one. If not, I totally understand. And if you join Barrel King, I believe you get a bottle a month that you want to get free or allocate to your free bottle each month. You can make that the drum key bottle if you like. And all the other stuff, guys, they have more awards in the Ascots. I think they're like the top two. You know, again, if you kind of believe in those awards, whether or not you do, but Barrel King does really well in whatever award competition they put their blends in. It's just the fact of the matter. So, and you know, I'm pushing them to get newer barrels in, different distillates to work with. And I think as we go forward, guys, you're not going to want to miss the French oak things I'm working on coming up. The high age blend I have coming down the pipeline. I have some really incredible shit coming out down the pipeline, I think. So we'll see what happens. New to bourbon tasting. Does back-to-back flights muddy the flavors for you? Any tricks to keep your palate fresh? Small sips. You don't have to take a big gulp. Do small sips because it's really actually going to help you pinpoint some different flavors from glass to glass. You don't have to chug the whole damn thing. Just do small sips. That's all you need. I'm not saying spit it out. I really actually like to feel the finish full out and see what those flavors do. So I do very small sips as I go through. And also, you know, hydrate. Just stay hydrated. It definitely helps. All right, last two here. Then we'll rank. Then we'll put numbers to these, and then we'll take our tops. This is stupid. That's a stupid good one. Whatever this is, holy shit, that's good. That is everything you want in a 10-year profile. Proof, caramel, toffee, vanilla custard, little hint of like a dark fruit, possible raisin note. Holy shit, that's good. All right. Love the power ballad when I tried it at Barrel King. Says, oh, you tried it, Justin Mills. Oh, that's cool. All right. Yeah, Justin, when did you try it? What did you think, man? That's really cool that you got to try it. My personal opinion, Barrel King would do better without a subscription where people can just willy-nilly come in and buy without feeling tied down. But hey, who am I but a regular person, says Alpha Haas. Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to be said for that, but I think there's also something to be said for, and listen, obviously I love Barrel King. I love what they do. if you're a member at Barrel King, and anybody in the chat that's a Barrel King member can tell you, they go above and beyond for their members. It's unlike any other barrel club that you're going to ever join. I'm telling you. They send you gifts when it's your birthday, send you special messages, gifts for the holidays. They do a lot of charity. I mean, they're very special people, and that's the reason why I partnered with them. Yes, you could definitely put that all aside and just say, their prices are too high for me. I get it. But at the same time, if you want a true company that is going to not only care about you personally, but also make what you want them to make, and sometimes give you the opportunity to go in the rick house and make what you want to make, which not a lot of people do, then Barrel King is where you can actually have that experience. It's very cool. I think Barrel King is still somehow very underrated. It is, and I think it's just solely based on their pricing model. When doing large blinds, even sampling small sips, do you ever consider the alcohol effect on your opinions on later Glens in the lineup? D-Train, I think for me personally, and I'm not trying to gloat about anything, but I think for me, unless all of them are super high proof, I feel like I can distinguish flavors through this many glasses for me personally, just because I've been doing it for so long. But if there is high proof, if they're all high proof, like 120 plus, that's when it gets murky for me. And it's very hard my palate will burn out real quick. But with the mix of proofs here, it doesn't affect me nearly as much as if these were all 120 plus, dude, I would be, like this would happen. I fell. Yeah, that would straight up happen if these were all high proof. The last 2-year barrel run bottles have been great. Yeah, I mean, yep. Damn son, that's a throwback. Yeah, it was a throwback, dude. This doesn't have a super high proof, but man, is there a lot of flavor in here. So many ebbs and flows. Oh man, that's good. All right. I'm going to go through these in reverse order real quick, kind of give them my numbers, and then we'll start ranking these out and going for it. Need a link to the full episode? Yeah, that wasn't a full episode. How does it feel that the bourbon market is complexity crashing and your unicorns are just bottles of whiskey? Yeah, I think the timing kind of sucks for sure. But the difference is that I have you guys. I mean, you guys are the ones that I always refer to the viewers as the ones that are most important to me, because you guys, if you trust me and what I taste and how I taste and what I like and what I don't like, then chances are 9 times out of 10, you're going to like what I blend. So, and that's where I think like Bourbon Junkies, myself, Matt Porter, Bourbon Pursuit, we built our foundation on you guys, not just obviously content, but you guys trusting us, watching us. So if you happen to like what we like, then you would be more inclined to buy a bottle that we put out. Whereas a new producer that comes into the market that you just don't know anything about, it'll be a lot harder for them to kind of, swim through all the different bottles that are out there right now, because myself and like the other guys I mentioned, we have kind of a built-in audience to help sell those bourbons to. So I think we have an advantage in that fact, which makes it very unique. It's kind of a different model when you're looking at it from that perspective. It's not just another brand coming to the market. It's a brand, but it's a brand with a following already. So I think that helps. Now, while it doesn't help my anxiety in creating new stuff for you guys and completely trying to dial in exactly what I want to create, it's one of those things that, You know, it still brings anxiety to me, but I still think it's more of a connection to you guys because I'm trying to make whiskey that I think you guys will like because I like it. And I think that's the difference when you're talking about, I mean, think about it. You can, obviously Heaven Hill could come out with a 21-year release that you guys know is probably going to be pretty good and you could probably trust it. But there's other stuff out there that you're not really sure what to make of it. But if myself, Bourbon Junkies, Bourbon Pursuit, Matt Porter are blending and working on it, and you align with their palate, chances are you're going to like that whiskey. So, Jay-Z, you're a true influencer in every good way. I don't think you truly understand the gravity of how much you bring to the community outside. Oh, I appreciate that, man. How often do you go back to previous years, hidden gems like maybe Calumet 16 and others that are still available? I mainly do that, Dobbs, like during like nights like this where I'm just trying to do blinds and people want me to test it against others, and I forget how good certain bottles are. Jason is also paid for his opinions. Keep that in mind. Completely agree. I lean on YouTubers that align with my taste preferences. Great idea for video. Great idea for video, in my opinion. Oh, I see. Like returning to other ones. Yeah. Everyone thinks that we're paid for opinions, but that's not the case. Here's what's crashing: NDP core SKUs, NDP LEs, Mega Price Legacy LEs. That's what is crashing. Picks from trusted palettes with focus groups aren't crashing. Nowhere near that level. I would probably agree with that. All right, let me run through these real quick. I'd probably give that 7.5. This I gave a 9. This thing is really good. Holy crap, that's delicious. Wow. 13. Oh, man. That's right up there, too. That's like an 8.5. 12. Great spice on this one, for sure. We all know Jason is bought and paid for. We just don't care. Hey, if you guys want to say Barrel King bought me, then they did. So, yeah. If you want to include Barrel King in that, that's fine, and I'm proud of it. Barrel King, I mean, you guys have to understand, Barrel King made my dreams come true. I will forever be in debt to them because they allowed me to create my own label with my own whiskey that I wanted to create in it, which is just wild to me. It's just still wild. It's still crazy to think about it. It really is. Like, I look at these bottles, and I'm like, holy shit. Are you kidding me? Come on. And now Ride Symbol is going to the playoffs, just like the Knicks. Maybe Drum Key Rob will win the championship like the Knicks, too. $12 is okay. Probably give that one a 6. 11. Probably still give it a 6 as well. 11 is the trail mixy one. I'm not digging that at all. That's a 5. 9. 9 is good. 9's kind of a beast. That's going to get an 8.5. And then 1, or I should say 8. Oh, I love that one. That's like the peanut buttery. I'm thinking that could be the Jack 10. It's so much peanut butter on that one. But it could be my palate, though. I'm not really sure. Okay. So I have these laid out now. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm just going to pull the top scores, and then we will run through that, and I'll do my final ranking from there. But let me just get my top scores here. I'm going to circle them as I see fit. So Anything that's 8 or above goes to the final here, the final round. So 1, 2. That missed. That makes it in. For this one, that makes it. Nope. That makes it. That one just misses it. Okay, so 1, 2, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 from that one. And then from here we have 8, 9, 13, and 14. So with that, I'm going to taste through these real quick. I'm going to rank them, and then we will do the reveal. This is fun. This is crazy here. Okay, so let me do this. 1, 2, 6, 8, 9, 13, 14. All right, so these are the top 7. Now I have to rank the top 7, and let's see where we get here. These are good, solid, but they've been eliminated. So let's see what we get here, guys. Are we in overtime? Shit, it is overtime. Sorry, guys. This was going to be a long night. I knew it with the flight, but I did not expect to get the great news about the drum key, so that kind of threw me off a little bit. So thank you guys for sticking around tonight. I really appreciate it. We're just having some fun tonight. We're going to find out which of these 10 years makes it through. Nathan, I can't stay up this late. You're in California. It's like 5 o'clock there. I like 1 over 2. Oh, 6 is so good. Yeah, man, these are the tops. These are really good. Damn. 9 and 1 are just... Wow. 1, 2, 6, 8, 9, 13, 14. All right. Wow, that finish is crazy on 13. All right, so out of this, the upper echelon pours here is definitely 1. Six. $13. And 14. 1, 6, 13, and 14 are my top 4. 1, 6, 13, and 14 are my top 4. So let's find out what we got here, guys. Let's do this. I have to start doing the reveal. To be honest, my palate is finally starting to get fatigued. Everything's starting to taste the same. I don't want to keep, hammering on this because it's just not going to be fair to the whiskeys. So let's go now. Again, guys, these are in no particular order. I don't have time to rank all these. I can't drink the rest of these because my tongue is starting to get actually numb. That's what happens. So when you're talking in the context of the ones that were left behind that did not make the top 7, let's go to this one. This is letter O. Letter O is the Foregate Foundation. Foregate Foundation gets eliminated there. Letter J. Letter J is the Michter's 10-year 2023. I think for this one, this is the one that I wrote, has a great nose, but I think when you're talking about proof, I think proof hurt that one. This one is letter K. Letter K is the, let's see here. Letter K is the, where's that one? Is that K? Letter K belongs to the Penelope Estate 10-year. Penelope Estate 10-year goes K. Letter H is the the Parker's Heavy Char got eliminated. That's kind of wild. I thought that was gonna be a finalist. Okay, next one. Letter C. KC Blenders. That's the one that I said was trail mixy. Kind of makes sense. Probably a younger whiskey. Still, KC Blenders is one of those whiskeys where just drink it on its own. When you compare it to the rest of these, it's going to fall a little flat. But if you drink it on its own, it's kind of delicious. Next one is letter E. Letter E is the... I said, okay, that was the Penelope. So letter E belongs to... Wow, letter E belongs to the... where the hell... God, I can't fucking read. Wait a second, I screwed something up here. Wait, there's no way. Is that true? Hold on a second, guys. I read that wrong. Letter K is the Peerless 10-year. Letter K is the Peerless 10-year that I somehow eliminated. Holy shit. Letter K is the Peerless 10-year. And then letter E is the Penelope Estate 10-year. What the fuck is happening? Letter G is the Rare Perfection 10-year. And then this is letter L, which is the Old Forester 2026 1924. Dude. Wow. Because the Peerless 10-year isn't good, says E. Royo. Okay. I thought the Peerless was gonna maybe take this thing. I cannot believe it got eliminated. So that means I have to try to think of what's left here. Okay. So these are my top 4 right here. Let's go to the bottom 3 in the final taste off here. These all made the top 7. Letter I. This is the Russell's 10 LLME. Holy shit. For me, the Russell's LLME took out fucking Peerless 10-year. That's so crazy to me. And the Parker's 10 Heavy Char. What is happening? Wow. That's a big surprise. That's blowing my mind. Wow. A 90 proof bourbon. Minnick does 100. Yeah, but here's the thing I'll say, Kraken. Minnick spits. I don't spit. Now who's the wuss? The D. This was the Jack 10. Jack 10-year. Makes it the top 7. This goes to show you how good Jack 10 is this year. Dude, the Jack 10 making it to the top 7. Holy crap, and it's still peanut buttery as ever. What's this one? Letter A. Letter A belongs to... Wow, McKenna! My mom will be very proud. Henry McKenna, again, this is a 2019 single barrel, bottled in 2009. Yeah, Matt Carter, Jack 10-year, making it. But this one, the McKenna 2019, gets the top 7. Now we have the top 4. I'll rank these real quick, guys, but I'm going to just kind of say what they are because I'm really curious here now. Letter N. N belongs to, so top 4 go to the Traverse City Mass and Journey pick. Letter B goes to, this is so cool, the New Riff High Note 2026. We just tried it last week. The New Riff High Note 2026 makes the top 4 in this blind. Holy shit. This is letter F. This is the Joseph Magnus Mass and Journey pick. And letter M, which belongs to the Abraham Bowman batch number 5 cast strength. So 2 of these are barrel picks that we've done, and 2 of them are not. One of them is a big surprise, the New Riff High Note coming in, grabbing the top spot in the top 5. The top 4. But the Bowman cast strength at 10 years old, dude, it's a beast. I wish you could the High Note outside of the distillery. Oh God, I have none of these. If I have to pick a number 1, it's going to be the Bowman. The Bowman was my highest score, and this is batch 5. It's just stupid. It's so, like, even coming up. Oh shit! Whoa, nothing spilled. Oh, I did spill some. Sorry, guys. It's a lot of whiskey. The fact that, yeah, dude, Bowman is just ridiculous. Now try some craft. New Riff is consistently better than similarly aged bourbon. The fact that the New Riff made the top 4 is probably the biggest surprise. I thought Peerless would be up here, but it wasn't. Oh my gosh. And the Traverse City bourbon that we picked made the top 4. And guys, I think you could still buy it. Listen, the Traverse City bourbon, I'll say to you guys right now that our group didn't really buy it because I think it was bad timing. I think it's like $160. It's pricey. But there are still bottles available at Share Pour if you guys want it. But that's wild that it made the top 4 out of all these 10 years. Jack, but here's the thing: if you take out the picks, just completely eliminate the Joseph Magnus and the Traverse Cities, you have Russell's 10 LLME. You have the McKenna. I mean, that's an older barrel. I get it. But then you also have the where is it? The Jack 10-year. Guys, I cannot overemphasize how good Jack 10 is this year. If you have not found or tasted the Jack Daniel's 10-year this year, it's really good. So there you go. Wait, where was the JD10? JD10 made the top 7 out of all this shit. Made the top 7. I think it was the peanut butteriness that got me. I love peanut butter. I'm not going to lie. I love peanut butter whiskey. Or peanut butter flavors. It's so good. And that's what it tastes like to me. It tastes like peanut butter banana. Holy crap, it's good. But that's my palate. If you don't like peanut butter, stay away from the Jack 10. I'll say that to you now. It's $104 for the Traverse City. Guys, $104.99 for this pick right here that we did. This Traverse City bourbon is so stupid good. Because my patrons were like, why don't you put some of your 10-year picks in to see how they do? And they made the top 4. So, Seguin Moreau, Traverse City, this is MGP 10-year. Freaking delicious. High age, high floor, really concentrated. Then you have just completely delicious whiskeys. When you talk about the New Riff High Note bourbon this year is phenomenal. The 2026. If you guys get your hands on it, obviously pick it up. And then the last one here, guys, is the Bowman Batch 5. I haven't tried Bowman Batch 6 yet. I know it's been circulating around out there, but I haven't tried it yet. I'm eager to get my hands on it. But Bowman cast strength whiskeys continue to be just absolute monsters, and I think this blind proved that. Yeah, can't wait to crack my JD10. The moment just hasn't struck me yet. Outside the star, the moment is probably tomorrow. You're going to want to taste that Jack Daniel's 10-year. So there it is, guys. A completely just honest, blind take on some of the more popular 10-year bourbons that have hit the market. I think that the Peerless was on the cusp. The Peerless, I had it 7.5. It just missed by half a point to get into the top 7 or even the top 8. Excuse me. But it just goes to show you that there are some great 10-year guys. We are in the golden age of bourbon, man. There's so many good high ages out there. Just depends on what your palate's gonna like and really kind of pinpoint on when it comes to flavors and just viscosity and all that stuff that's in between. Just gonna depend. This was really fun to do. I think we're gonna try to do a rye 10-year maybe next week. We'll have equally good amount of time to get into that. And so fun, great job tonight. Crazy finish. Love the JD10 this year. How do you score? What's your scale? Caleb sells. It's 1 to 10 when I do these big, large blinds. I do a 1 to 10 scale. I do half points in between. So 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, just like that. So I will say some of these were surprising. I did not think McKenna would do that well. I did not think Jack 10 would do that well, but somehow they stood out. Old Forester 2026 still made a great showing, got a great score. But yeah, we are in a golden age, guys. Grab some of these 10 years. They're all really delicious. Some of them probably not so delicious, but and here's the thing I'll say. Comparison can be the thiever of joy. When you compare all these 10 years like this, I can concede that you are sometimes taking away from the beauty of what's in each and every bottle. But at the same time, these are just so much fucking fun to do sometimes. So, but there are some great bottles that are just great on its own. There's no need to compare. Just enjoy it for what it is. Like KC Blenders. Knob Creek Blenders Edition. Probably won't do good in many blinds like we saw tonight. But in hindsight, it's a great pour just on its own. Dustin Klonstoffer, 4758, just became a member. Thank you so much. I'm glad to do this with you guys. If you have any ideas for 10-year ryes, please leave them in the comments below. And like I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share with. Cheers, guys. Love all of you. I'll see you next week right here on the Master and Drum. Same time, same channel. Let's have some more fun. Let's do a 10-year rye next week, and we'll go from there. So cheers, guys, and I'll see you next week right here on the Master and Drum. Cheers, guys. And patrons, after party, of course, coming up. Cheers, guys.